What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with you? What's up with you? We back at it, bro. Friday, we back at it. I want to go over this presidential library gathering that happened yesterday. And they did a bunch of specials on it. But all the former presidents were there, all of them. George Bush Jr., Bill Clinton was there. Joe Biden was there. They were all there with their wives. They brought out all types of celebrities, big name celebrities. Bono was there. I think what is that? U2. Bono was there. Bruce Springsteen was there. Jennifer Hudson was there. I don't even have them all in front of me. I can go find out. There was a list of celebrities. I don't think he had any rappers. I saw here we go at the Obama. Let's see. Ron Emanuel, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton. Those are political, but I want to get into former German Chancellor Angela Merkel. We had Oprah was there, Tom Hanks was there, Spielberg was there, Tyler Perry was there, Dave Chappelle was there, David Letterman, a Letterman sighting, Conan O'Brien, Stephen Colbert, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker was there. Can you imagine that? Luke. Use the force, Luke. Luke showed up. And this is not more than that. John Legend, Cool J. Okay, Cool J was there. And they had people perform Christina Aguilera, Common rapped. I saw Stevie Wonder there. It's interesting. I'm looking at this. Oh, there you go. I missed him. There he is. They bring Stevie Wonder to these events, man, and they don't let him play. He has a large catalog, but he never plays the songs I like. And I don't like that because the guy has a wonderful catalog, but they play the wrong song. You always want to interrupt and say, yo, bro, come on, man. Bro, no, man, that's Stevie, man. Tell him to play this song. I got $5. You know what I mean? I got $5, man. No, but he was there. And they had a wonderful time. He didn't have the chili peppers there. What happened to the chili peppers? But they had a great time. And look at all of these people. Now we know Trump had, I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was supposed to be. Trump had some type of UFC. What was that? What was that mess? It was some UFC concert. Trump cancels plans for America's anniversary because they all canceled on him. So he had this UFC event. I mean, I don't even know it happened. I mean, I know the guy attacked Michelle Obama, but that's all I know about it. I have no idea it was going on. It was pretty boring. But Trump can't get A-list celebrity. He can get a rapper. He can get a foul-mouthed, filthy rapper. He can get one of those people. He can get one of those. Yeah, he'll get one of those. And he'll give out a pardon. Yeah, he's giving them pardons. He'll get a filthy trash rapper that needs a pardon because he's a criminal and he refuses to follow the law. He'll get guys like that. Yeah, Trump. Those are Trump's. That's his game. That's Trump's. That's Trump's way. But Obama had a list of celebrities. And all the former presidents, just think about that. All of them, their wives, they took time out of their day to come and hang out with Obama at his library, and billionaires and prestigious people. And then you look at Trump. You just take a look at Trump. And he couldn't even cobble enough celebrities to have a musical celebration. He couldn't do it. The best he could get in the world of sports is UFC. Why don't you get the basketball? Why don't the NBA say, hey, NBA, can I borrow a couple of players? Maybe about 10 guys come in, shoot some hoops. I'm going to put on a little outfit. Let's have some fun. Couldn't get that. No NFL play. Couldn't get it. He couldn't even get a WNBA. Couldn't get him. He couldn't get these people. He had to cancel that part of it. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Obama's got everybody. Everybody beating down the door. And one president was a no-show. Well, he was a no-show because he wasn't invited. He wasn't invited. His bad behavior rendered he was a no-show because he wasn't invited. Bill Clinton was there with his wife. Joe Biden was there with his wife. George Bush was there with his wife. They had a wonderful time. They took pictures. They had fun. What is that, 20 years? More than that, right? What is that? I think when George Bush Jr., he was 2-time. That's 8. Clinton was 2-time. That's 8. Obama was 2. That's 24. And then Joe Biden, 30 years of American presidents, 30 years of running this country. And one guy, he wasn't invited. One guy would not have been let in had he showed up. He would have been turned away. He would have been looking at the list. He would have said, my name's on that list. And that security guard said, no, sir. Can you check it again? Okay. Nope, not on here. Well, I'm going in and don't do that. Don't. And you see this stuff and you scratch your head because, we're a better country than this. I mean, now Trump pretty much X'd himself out. He attacked the library. He said it was going to be so bad. And he attacked Obama and his wife. And he had a UFC event where one of the wrestlers attacked the man's wife. Just low class, inappropriate behavior. And we see this constantly over and over again. Hold up. Check this out. Hold up. You see this? This dude said a better country. Fuck you. You leave. Fuck you. The Trump ain't America. You get the fuck out of here. You got fucking 30 presidents. Oh, they don't count? You know what? I'll get you out of here, right? You finna get deported right here. I'm finna deport you right now. Get your ass in the dungeon. Yeah, racist motherfucking man, come on here talking about something. Like America is only for whites. We got you out of here. Of course, and he's had some obsession with homosexuality. I mean, also that's what I am. And how would you know that? But anyhow, you blocked, bro. We got you out of here, clown. And we know who's the gay guy. And this isn't it offensive how these weirdos just assume America only belongs to them? And Trump wasn't invited. Trump was not invited. He wasn't invited. He was not invited. Just think about that for a minute. All of those world leaders there, you got Putin looking, you got Gene Penn looking, you got all these world leaders. They're looking at that. And they see Trump over there and they say, damn, that's sad, man. That's terrible. He wasn't invited. And this is what you get, man. Let me get out of here. They had a wonderful event, lots of celebrations. It was great to see all the presidents together that's still alive, including Bill Clinton. I think he's had triple bypass. Bill Clinton, you know, still out there functioning. Think he eats almost a liquid diet now. And one guy just wasn't there. And we don't know how this thing going, this ceasefire, this Iranian ceasefire, we don't know how that's going to turn out. Israel's, they're going to keep interfering and not, so we don't know how it's going to come out. And that's one of the reasons the other presidents didn't go with Netanyahu. They said because they knew he would just make it, he would get in and then try to keep you in. And I saw what JD said about Benjamin, and I saw what Trump said, but they don't realize it's going to be harder to get him to quit. But somebody was talking. I see a small town in, I think, North Dakota. A small town in North Dakota canceled. They canceled Juneteenth. They voted 4-2 to cancel Juneteenth. Guy said he never heard of it. I guess he thinks history starts when he figures it out. He said he never heard of it, so we need to cancel Juneteenth. And you know, you look at Juneteenth, and this is, I think, yeah, this is the day, Juneteenth. And many people will go to work. It's a holiday, but in defiance, many will go to work. I've seen that before. They do that with the Dr. King. They defiantly still go to work and act like it's a regular working day because of their disdain for blacks. Because of their disdain for blacks. And then they brought up the woke stuff. And what you got to understand about all this woke stuff, it has nothing to do with blacks. You guys keep throwing blacks in the middle of that. What does woke have to do with black people? And Juneteenth, this is a day of celebration. It's Freedom Day. Yeah, this is Freedom Day. This is the day, I believe in Texas, blacks found out that they were free. It took a while after Lincoln freed the slaves, and it got out that the slaves were free. That's, and if you don't know what it is, why don't you take time out to find out what it is? Why don't you take the time out? But you're not going to do that. We know that. Why would you do something like that, huh? You couldn't play victim. Where's this at? Let me see. If I think I got it. Do I have this thing? Is this it? Let me see. Oh yeah, that was the lineup. And one thing about Obama, he emphasized that he really don't want his name on the wall. We see Trump trying to put his name on the Kennedy Center. And Obama made it a point that the rooms and places were all other people. He doesn't want his Obama just all over the place. He doesn't need to do that. And one guy wasn't invited. He wasn't there because he wasn't invited. And I don't know, maybe he's already spoke on it. He'll probably dodge the media. He's not going to take any questions. He doesn't support Juneteenth. We know that. And that's the sad thing about this president. He's capable of doing good things. And we all are. He's very capable of doing the right thing, but will he do it? Will he do it? You know, but let's enjoy Juneteenth. 161 years since enslaved people in Galveston, Texas first learned they were free. It is a federal holiday. Government offices, banks, and the stock market, they're closed. Activities all around, educational programming to catch up. If you don't, it's a day to observe our history. Many friendly activities all around. That's a wonderful time here. And they're talking about the guy who the bittersweetness of not being able to celebrate Juneteenth because your mayor canceled it. And his reason was he just heard about it. I didn't know you could cancel history because you just heard about it. So it goes, so history doesn't matter because I just heard about it. That makes no sense. And the guy said, we can't go by the textbooks. He says from what he's heard from other sources. Well, that would be called lies. The other sources, the individuals, those are lies. Those are lies. Can you believe? No, he said it, politician. I think it was in South Carolina. He said, we can't just go by the textbooks. And he just heard of Juneteenth. And what's the big hubbub about? So what? Well, he was enslaved. It probably wouldn't matter to him or his family. While we celebrate and honor where we've come, we still have to gear up for the long fight to reach back and regain the grounds that have been lost. 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, blacks finally got the news they were free. Blacks are the only ones who are supposed to move past their history. Nobody else is asked to move past their history but blacks. Obama, Obama threw a celebration that brought out all the big celebrities more than he could handle. Trump tried to throw out one. Nobody wanted to show up. He was digging. You want to talk about digging in the crates. Trump was digging deep. Trump was going back into that old cassette box that's sitting in you. He was going through he's talking about Milli Vanilli. He couldn't get them to show up. Milli Vanilli. I mean, he was digging deep, brother. He was digging into the cracks. He was digging into the trunks of his car, trying to find somebody who would show up. He found Kid Rock, and he found Vanilla Ice. And smartly, he canceled the show. Everybody wants to hear that. Of course, they're ready to perform to who? So he went on with the UFC, and we know how UFC is. That's the UFC is, when you think athletics, you think UFC. So he managed to have that, and that guy destroyed it. He absolutely destroyed your celebration, Donald Trump. The clown, you know what I'm saying? A clown show. Obama, on the other hand, at a library opening, he had everybody there. He had foreign leaders come. The foreign leaders. He had to turn people down. It's sad, man, when you take a look at it. And Obama, you see, he says, notice how everything inside Obama's presidential center bears someone else's name. You know what? Just think about that for a minute. It's not Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. It's not, I'm going to stick my name on the Kennedy Center. You know what I mean? What kind of, and you say you go over and see Putin. Well, Putin's a dictator. He's not pretending to be a dictator. Putin is a dictator. Jinping, he's a dictator. And Trump wasn't there because he wasn't invited. And Putin knows that. Putin knows that. All of those dictators, they know that. They're saying, okay, well, you're there. It ain't like you turned them down. No, they didn't invite you. And they had a celebration without you, Mr. Dictator. And Obama deliberately didn't want his name all over the place. Isn't that respectful? Isn't that what you want to have a president? And the people in Chicago can benefit. All these guys got is homosexual reference. He said, where's the baby pictures of Michelle? Man, get your ass out of here. That's all you got, bro. That's all you got is your meth needle and conspiracy theories. That's all you got off the internet. That's all you got. Yeah, he's got the meth stick in his neck talking about Michelle Obama. You guys something else, brother. Yeah, and their president didn't get invited. He wasn't there because he wasn't invited. He wasn't there because he wasn't invited. And he's got a tarp hanging up because his name's been taken down. And you want to talk about brainwashing, bro. Look at this. You want to talk about being brainwashed. Obama is a racist. Obama had Bono, Bruce Springsteen, Angela Merkel, I mean, this is who Obama. Yeah, Obama's. Can you believe? You want to talk about? You just listen to this. Trump couldn't get anybody. Trump had to dig into the crates. Artists, they only perform. People, they shit. Trump, damn, they had to go to the graveyard to get somebody to come to his. He had to cancel it. I think he had the village people. You guys up there talking about some gay. I think Trump had. Isn't that his favorite song? YMCA, isn't that his favorite song? See, these people, they just absolute walking hypocrites. Just lies. You know, Obama is a racist. How? How? Oh yeah, and you get the because you're stupid, we're gonna ban you and put you in the dungeon. Just a stupid comment to make. No facts, lies, and what you saw doing that ceremony, what you saw doing that ceremony is America. And look, we gave Trump his praise. He had his Medal of Honor. He probably did it on purpose. He had his Medal of Honor ceremony, and he pinned it on the people, the recipients, and he was a president. So today he decided to be. Yesterday he decided to be a president. Do you think he did that because he wasn't invited to the Obama signing? You think that he threw that fit? And Juneteenth, a federal holiday. What do you guys think of Juneteenth? Many black people look at Juneteenth as the 4th of July. Well, they'll pop some firecrackers, but they celebrate Juneteenth. Juneteenth, it was an earned holiday, man. Yeah. It took years to get it. Joe Biden signed it into law. It's a federal holiday. It's also a reminder of the racism. It's an affirmation where blacks come from, and I know that really bothers the MAGAs. You know, the MAGA, they don't like that because you can't have two victims, right? Because you're the victim, right? You're the victim. They get upset about any reference to slavery or historical slavery. Let's get it out of history books. Let's forget about it because we're victims. Happy Juneteenth. If you if you plan on hanging out enjoying Juneteenth, put a one in the chat. If you respect your fellow man and the contributions, well, that's not even what Juneteenth's about, though. You know, it's not about what black people did. It was that they were freed. They found out 2 years later. That's what it's about. And we've made some gains with a lot of the MAGAs. A lot of them are waking up. They're getting off the meth. There you go. You see that? They're coming back to the right side of history. There you go. And Trump wasn't there because he wasn't invited. And many people are happy Obama's had it with the bullying and the insults. He called him a dummy and a son of a, just disrespectful for no reason. And finally, this is the first time I seen them do it. They said no. Say you're not gonna come here. I don't even know why he would want to go there. I'm just saying around those guys. Those guys don't mess with Trump. And Trump wasn't there because Trump wasn't invited. And that's a low key. That's disrespectful. Let me tell you something. Your brother has a wedding. Your family, you know what I'm saying? Your brother has a wedding. And it's one thing you didn't go, right? It's one thing you don't go, right? Like you, hey man, me and my fam, we don't get along. So you going to his wedding? Nah, that's one thing, right? It's another thing. He don't invite your ass. You wasn't there because you wasn't invited. That's on you, bro. That's on you. There you go. Finally, we struck gold right here. There we go. There you go. What do you say? They're mindless trolling. It has no effect. You see that? You quit. I got you. I broke your ass. I broke your ass. See, that's how you do him. I broke his ass. Run your ass up out of this chat box. You've had enough, don't you? Old mega meth pipe. He's got the mega meth pipe and the methylene drip in his arm, and he's mad. And he's a keyboard warrior now, but I ran his ass out of here. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to accommodate you with a ban. Get your ass out of here. Goodbye. Don't come back. You can be MAGA. You're more than welcome to stay here. You can disagree with everything I say, but the mindless insults, though, don't you think that, how are we going to do something with that? And then again, they like the insults. They like a lot of insults. And this is Juneteenth, man. This is a day of celebration and respect, and take your family out and talk to your family about, the history of America. This is a time. Talk to your people, man. And fellowship. That's up to you. Fellowship with fellow Americans. And enjoy yourself, man. And Juneteenth, when the slaves found out they were free, it's a historical day today. And people are disrespecting this and saying it's not a real holiday. I think Candace Owens said it was ghetto. I have no idea how a holiday can be ghetto. I do have to bring up the unfortunate, the thugs come out. We had a incident, the thugs, and some people got deleted. I hope that doesn't happen this year. She says she wished, let me see. Basically, someone said they wish Juneteenth was not a holiday. They celebrated it anyhow. Trump's already talking about his library. Trump's library is going to be in Miami. He's already talking about it. Yeah, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Enjoy yourself. Whatever you normally do, if you just sit back, watch TV, and, enjoy your day off, you can do what you want to do. You should do some research. You should do some research and find out you're being lied to. You should do some research. Bring yourself up to speed. Your fellow man, your fellow American, we saw that with Trump. He did okay yesterday. You should come together. This is a day of healing and learning. And you don't have to be a Democrat. You don't have to agree with liberal politics. I 1000% agree. I don't agree with liberal politics. I don't know why he keeps trying to put. I'm a Democrat. How am I a liberal? Because Mike Pence, is he a liberal? Is Mike Pence a liberal? Yeah, it's just foolishness, man. And it's sad, man, that a lot of people won't embrace their country. This is a federal holiday. This is for you. This is an opportunity for you to enjoy yourself. Don't let the white supremacists coach you into going to work trying to be defiant. Why would you do that? Why would you let them rob you out of your holiday? You're trying to prove something. I'm going to work anyhow. I don't believe in that Juneteenth, that ghetto holiday. I ain't participating in no Juneteenth. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to work today. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, shout out to those who want to celebrate Juneteenth. You should. You can do what you want to do, but you should fellowship. Go to the park. Take your kids to the park. What's wrong with that, man? This is an opportunity. 4th of July, do the same thing. Enjoy yourself. And I see a lot of people take Juneteenth and but I got a flyer. I'm not even gonna put that up. That is horrible. What somebody put one of the most just insulting flyers up. It couldn't have been a black American do this. They were trying to get somebody to come to a Jamaican celebration. They had all types of images on that flyer that just completely insulting, disrespectful. I'm not going to put it up. And MAGA, Juneteenth for you. It's for you too. It's a time for you to celebrate. And put on your MAGA hat and take your family to the park in your MAGA hat and your Trump JD Vance shirt, and you'll be surprised. Just go there and fellowship. It'll be a great day. And ask the people there, hey, help me out. What is this Juneteenth? And do it with your MAGA hat on. And you'll find that Americans are very accommodating. And this is a moment. Don't let it slip away. Don't let these people. I saw the podcasters was telling people they should go to work and be defiant and show Forget about this holiday. We're going to work. I was like, that's the dumbest. Why would I do that? That makes no sense. Why would I do that? Because you got a show and you make a lot of money. You think I'm stupid enough, and you're going to be off. You're going to take the day off, but you want me to go to work to be defiant and say I don't give a damn about this Juneteenth. I'm gonna go ahead and put in 8 hours of work. That's the dumbest. Who would who, bro? Y'all tripping, bro. Right to me, bro. Y'all tripping. It's one thing to have a problem with black people, but damn, you're gonna go to work because there's a holiday, and it's not even about black people. When you look at the holiday, it's about Abraham Lincoln, and they found out late. Go and look it up. I'm gonna go to work anyhow. I don't need no holiday. I'm gonna go to work anyhow. I'm trying to show you I don't need no damn holiday, no Juneteenth. I'm going to work anyhow. Man, that's the dumbest shit. I wish I worked next to you, bro. I'd be like, God, you stupid. Yeah, that's Fox News. Yeah, Fox News. Fox News will drag somebody on those programs, and they'll get up there, and there'll be a black person, and they'll talk. But they're getting paid though. They're getting paid to push that type of foolishness. Sean, I've had it with the woke left. I've had it. This Juneteenth, I don't know what this is, Sean. I'm a black American. I'm tired of us separating ourselves by color. I'm an American, Sean. Sean, I've had it with Obama and his woke foolishness. This Juneteenth is madness, and it's separating it. Bro, that's Fox News. That's nonsense. You guys fall for the God that, woo, woo. Uh-oh. Here we go. Now, we got to delete that, brother. That's just too much. There we go. I would show that, but we can't do that one. He said he said black people can't read. What are they going to do with a library? I think they got internet. They got the internet in there. You get an audio book. It ain't just black people who can't read, brother. You need to look again. You need to look again. He said black people can't read. Why is it a library for black people? It says the presidential library. Clinton has one. All of them. Bush has one. So Obama's just for black people. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Obama's library is just for black people. And Juneteenth is just for black people. It's a federal holiday. It's just for black people. Isn't that something, brother? Isn't it the amount of ignorance? And they learned this on the Fox News and all. They learn this stuff. And let me say something. When can black people have a Fox News? How about that? How about that? I want a Fox News. I want exactly what they have. I want a Fox News where we can deliberately go in there and tell lies and mislead and just make shit up. I want a Fox News. Has black people even ever had a Fox News? When you look at what Zeus channel, ain't no Fox News. Oh no, they got baddies this and baddies that, and now you got the streamer university, just a clown show. Black people don't have anything close to a Fox News. How come black people can't have a Fox News, huh? And who's the best president? Clearly Obama. Obama's just simply, oh, okay. He said, you think it's the same thing? He said, world star. Oh, man. Is it the same thing? I don't know. It's not like Fox. Nah. But, I mean, I haven't been on World Star in so long, but nah, it's not this. I want it just like Fox News. I want it just like what you see. They got this morning report with that, you know, they got that. I don't know, Fox in the morning, you got that. Slanted, the president calls in, Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity. How much money has Good Lord, Sean Hannity is millions of dollars, man. I think, I'm not sure. I think he used to paint walls and listen to Rush Limbaugh, and somebody asked him, he went down to a local radio. This is before YouTube. And they didn't give him anything. He had a show and he had sponsorship and it took off. And look at him now, man. What is he making? 50 million a year? Sean Hannity. He said it's called CNN. That ain't like Fox News. You can't even compare the two. And someone said, Fox News is unfair, it's slanted, and it's racist, right? And they said, well, it is, but it's not pretending to be fair. It says CNN, on the other hand, is supposed to be fair. So they're supposed to be fair with the news. And if they slant it toward liberals, they're being unfair. Isn't that like madness? So Fox News is racist and unfair, and that's perfectly okay. But the other news organizations have to be fair. We got a rare finding over here. What let me see. I saw this guy. There we go. Hood Conservative. Hood Conservative. This guy, haven't heard from him in years. He's a black conservative. There you go. How you doing, brother? Long time no see. Trump was not an attendee yesterday because he wasn't invited. And people are applauding the Obama, saying, finally, you guys stood up to this bully. That's what they're saying. Finally, you stood up to this bully. So his library is on the way, man. And hats off to Obama, man. Everybody loves Obama. He gets along with everyone. And Trump's got to really be feeling bad about this stuff. I know he's got to really be upset, man. I mean, come on, you're a president, and all of them get together and they leave you out. That's got to hurt him. Yeah, I sort of felt. I'm gonna be for real. A little bit, I felt bad for Trump because it seemed like the Obamas were like turning the screws a little bit, making them look bad. You know what I mean? Here you have a Donald Trump who's president, and the only world leader he can really deal with is Benjamin Netanyahu, and he just had to go off on him. He's not listening to him. Trump's trying to have a peace deal, and Benjamin is still creating more war, and that's his friend. But those guys like Trump. When you're that type of dude, when you're the type of guy Trump is, a bully, And the people around, they fall out, bro, because they're the same types of people. They're going to fall out. They're not going to be able to get along with each other. And nobody's surprised by that. Said Trump went to the Epstein Island 7 times. Wow. They've been blocking that, man. He's all in that stuff. Maybe it'll take when he gets out and we'll see video. What we won't do is we won't see the videos, but eventually we'll find out. Here we go, another Trump supporter. Here we go, another Trump supporter. This is what you get on a day to respect and honor your fellow Americans and the struggle and all the, just slavery and being free. We got an individual in there just using this type of language on this day. It's sad, bro. A lot of you guys, man, I don't know. It's no salvation for you guys. You guys hate your fellow American. You hate black people, brother. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I wish you get the help you need, man. I don't know what you need. Well, how about you just grow up, man? Maybe that's it. Why don't you just grow up? Running around on the internet, man, hopping in chat boxes saying foolishness. Well, and this is the hypocrite. You guys always assume that black people agree with wokeness. They don't agree with that. I don't know where you're getting that from, this woke stuff. They don't agree with Obama. I don't know where you got that from. They don't agree with no damn Barack Obama. But they got every right to want to be treated equal and fair. I don't know where they're getting that from. They don't only vote Democrat. They vote for the group that they feel is going to help them. Cutting health care, you think that's good for black people? Head Start, you think that's good? And we know food stamps were started in West Virginia for whites. But you guys are so poisoned, you've listened to Fox News and others, and you've believed the lie. American Tradesman says, I appreciate you, P. You just saved me an entire day of work. And I have today off and I almost went in until I heard you speak right now. Well, I wouldn't listen to me. I would affirm that that the day that you got that day. There's a federal holiday, but yeah, don't listen to somebody on a YouTube channel. Make sure you got that day off. Text or find out. Call the job. I wouldn't want to see you get fired, brother. I wouldn't want to see you get fired. I've been fired. I mean, I went to work. Guy just fired me, man. And he put down I didn't come to work. I said, what? He said, you was late. I said, I wasn't late. He said, well, it says right here you're late. I said, I was not late. Yeah, man, I just got fired, man. I went in there. Dude told me, okay. He said, well, you're not even supposed to be here today. I said, what? He said, you're no longer here. I said, what you talking about? You're no longer here. Yeah, man. It's tough out here, bro. It's tough out here, man. And you have to deal with that, man. And it wasn't like I wanted to work there like that. Come on, man. Yeah, watch your stop, these names on Trump. We can't do that, man. We can't do that. Like the stream, brother. Man, this should be a day of celebration. It's sunny out here. You should be going to the park. You take your kids. And once again, I'm gonna say this again. They shot up a couple of those Juneteenth celebrations. I have no idea why you think black people are cool with that. A couple of people lost their lives. I would be careful. I would only go to one that I know is safe. I'm not going to know if it's off the beaten path. I'm not going to it. I'm not going nowhere near it. But if it's something that the city is providing and security's there and money's going to be there, I'll go to that because I know that money, they're going to have the right security. But I'm not going to Sweet Peas Juneteenth at Auburn Park. I'm not going to that. They're going to light that thing up. I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that. No way. Bebe's Juneteenth off 5th in month. I'm not going to that. No, I'm not going there. I am not going there. That's what I'm saying. But they got all types of celebrations, man. If I'm not, I could be wrong. I think Sexy Red, but she's going to be, I think she's performing. And black people that have been through the struggle so long, man, that Juneteenth, for many of them, they don't even know what that, they ain't thinking about it. It's a day off, it's a day off. And you had the, what is Juneteenth? I just told you. Lincoln freed the slaves, and it wasn't, believe it or not, it wasn't an internet. It wasn't an internet. It wasn't a webs. It was no webs, interwebs. It was no interwebs. It wasn't. Believe it or not, it wasn't. And in the process, it took years before slaves found out. And you got to understand, they don't know what freedom is. See, I'm the person who says that you got to think about it. You can't read, you can't write. All you know is slavery. And then somebody walks up to you and say you free. Free to do what? Free to starve? You understand that? Can you imagine that? Because there was no money. There was no help. They just basically told them they were free. And now you're getting into exploitation. They just changed it. It still was slavery. It was just a different form. And that goes back to the whole reparations conversation. Because, and to be honest with you, what would slaves do? I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. If black people deserve reparations, but if you want to sit back and have a conversation, what would they do with it? They couldn't read, they couldn't write. They would have got exploited. Somebody would have took it from them. What are they going to do with a bag of money? Okay, here go $10,000. What they going to do? They can't read, they can't write. They've never left a plantation. What are they going to do with it? Yeah, blacks did build America. So in almost a godlike fashion, it took a long time, but blacks now deserve their money because now they know what to do with it. Now they know what to do with it. I'm not talking about no 10,000 either. I'd say 5 million. Every black descendant. And a day like Juneteenth is a day where you can have that conversation. Every black person and descendant of slave deserves 5 million US currency. I accept that. And I would accept 1 million a year for 5 years. And if you're convicted of a crime, you are not eligible for it. I can accept that. 1 million a year for 5 years. And you have to reach the age of 18 to get it. So your kids, they don't give it to you and the kids. Once the kids get, and they also got to be crime free. So if you don't have any type of felony, you haven't harmed other people, you deserve the compensation you didn't get. He said Trump would have never have gone anyway, but we can thank Obama for Trump's presidency. Yeah, you know what? You're sort of right about that. Yep, can thank Obama for that foolishness. You're right. Ran just to prove him wrong, and he did it 3 times. Yep, sure did. And a lot of things Obama did. Obama did a lot of stuff that pissed people off, and that gave the rise to Trump. Obama was a Democrat. He was a liberal. People keep talking about him being mixed or him being black. Obama was a liberal, and he governed like a liberal, hardcore liberal. So is Joe Biden. Galvin Newsom is getting more and more popular. I think he can do it. I think he'll win. He'll win the nomination. Yeah, thank you. I've been trying to tell him that. They try to throw that woke stuff on black people, like black people support that. I don't know what that is. You got to go talk to the NFL why they had that stuff and woke. I don't know what that is. But some kind of way black people are blamed for this woke stuff. He says, I don't want my black family to follow this garbage black leaders culture presented. Obama has sexy. No, he don't. Obama don't have no sexy red. Wasn't nowhere near. They wouldn't have let her in there. Obama has sexy red performing. You got to be joking, man. They wouldn't have let her in there, bro. And what sexy red look like going to a library? Huh? The hell she going to a library for, huh? Library. You know, somebody told me that. I said library. Yeah, it was offensive too. They said, "Oh, is it platinum?" I said, "What?" It's library. I said that. I said library. How come we can't say library? Man, you know what? And that's what I mean, man. Who speaks the King's English correctly? You know, nobody really. Woke, awakening. And this is Juneteenth, man. And there's a lot of celebrations in my city. I'm gonna make sure I go to one where there's security. I'm not going to anything where there's hip hop, nothing. If it's got any type of a rap show, Juneteenth celebration, and a rap, I'm not going nowhere near that. Absolutely nowhere near. If there's some type of gospel, okay, I can go do that. I can go do that. And a park with a safe history. And enjoy yourself, man. And this is Freedom Day. This is an opportunity. Don't squander it. And don't buy into the go to work and be defiant. And I'm tired of this woke culture and these Negroes. I'm tired of them. And I'm going to go to work anyhow. Man, if you do that, bro. And Donald Trump, if you saw Obama's presentation yesterday with Carmen and Jennifer Hudson and all these, and Christina Aguilera, if you saw all of that, if you witnessed that, you notice Donald Trump wasn't there. And Donald Trump wasn't there because he wasn't invited. And Obama and George Bush and Bill Clinton and Joe Biden took pictures. And they displayed a depiction of America to make us all proud, minus the politics. Coming together as Americans, not letting politics divide them. I wish Trump, but see, Trump has said so many despicable things that, you can't go around a man and his wife if you talking crazy about him like Trump does. You can't do that. And the only person who even deals with Trump when he shows up is Obama. That's the crazy thing about it. He certainly can't talk to Bill Clinton. George Bush don't fuck with him. Joe Biden don't fuck with him. The only person is Barack Obama. Ain't that something? And he's talking down on the man. He says Trump is an embarrassment. On Juneteenth, now they want to know if Trump is going to come out. They asked his press, what happened to his press secretary? I haven't seen her. When he ran her off? What happened to the press secretary? Have you guys seen her recently? I haven't seen her. I wonder if Trump's going to go into hiding because he don't want to be asked about Juneteenth. Oh, she had a baby. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Gotcha. It's not, that's, that Obama was from Kenya. I think Obama was too. On Fox News, Fox News had a Fox News. Fox News, which is absolutely ridiculous. They bought some clown up there. Some guy said Obama was indoctrinated into what communism while he was in Kenya, and somebody's not on that show. They aired that, went to commercial, act like and like the next day, I think on Morning Joe, the guy said he said he referenced that segment and said, well, somebody should remind him Obama was 2 years old. And he said he probably wasn't being indoctrinated into communist politics. Yeah, you think about that. He said that. They said that foolishness, just absurdity, right? Just lies, man. How come how come black people can't have a Fox News though? That's what I'm saying. Or they could just make up lies. They don't have anything close to that. I got you. Hold up. What we're going to do is we're going to invite you up here, brother. He says, I am so sick of this color BS talk. A black, a white, a black, a white, a black, a white. Forget that BS. You want to know what America looks like? Open up a box of crayons. Welcome to America. Deal with it. Brother, I don't know. Well, I don't know about a box of crayons. They caught that Asian dude who burnt that cross. Now he's gonna find out he's not white. I saw that, young guy, bro. He probably got gassed up on social media. He went out there and he burnt a cross in a public park, and they caught his ass. So let's see how his racism flies in prison. He gonna go in there and say, "I white." Okay. Yeah, just go ahead. Hey, go behind, go over there. Get that for me. Pick that up. I in the right crowd. Yeah. I mean, anyhow, he got caught, bro. I don't know what got in him to do something that's stupid. Where you at? I got the join link posted. Where you at? Where you at? Mister, I've had it with this race thing. Help us out, man. Help us out. If you don't like Juneteenth and you're civilized and you know how to have a lucid conversation without profanity, you're welcome to come up. Tell me why Juneteenth is such a bad holiday. And no, just tell me why. And after you tell me that, tell me why black people should support the 4th of July. Tell me why they should. But then again, when you got the meth in you, you can't really. I don't want your cooked meth to go cold on you. You got to watch your cook. You got to watch your cook. You don't want your meth, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what we're going to do, bro. And Trump proved, I remember Rush Limbaugh used to say, they used to say, why don't you run for president? He said, I couldn't deal with the pay cut. And Trump proved, man, America will elect, an unqualified person just based off of, just say, lies and racism. And maybe that's the Achilles heel. Maybe that's it. There we go. And I see Chud the Builder. He went in there with all this free speech. When you see him being walked out there, he's waking up to prison. He's waking up. Remember, they feed you in there. You can't really go in there like the Chud the Builder. You really can't go in there like that because they feed you. It's controlled. Everything's controlled. And it's the stress. That's another thing. When you go to sleep, remember, you have to go to sleep, which makes you very vulnerable. That's stress. Sleeping with one eye open, listening to those people scream and yell, hearing somebody getting harmed in there. You have to come out of that, man. You can't trust the food. You don't know if somebody's spitting your food. You don't know what they did to your food. You really can't be in that cell alone. That's very stressful, man. That's what I'm saying. For his thing, it's very stressful. Plus, he's a named person. In this era of social media, somebody get to him, bro. They automatically people gonna send him money and all of that. That's a very dangerous place to be, man. He said he is 100% dropping the soap. Yeah, and that's gonna cause conflict with his so-called white supremacy. If he's doing that, that ain't what that man was. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. But that's the world we live in, brother. And there's Juneteenth celebrations and Fox News. They're gonna have guests come on, guest after guest, to talk about this as woke culture. And we've had it, and I'm tired of all of this woke stuff. And they ignore the fact that I would say a tremendous amount of black people do not agree with the woke culture and the woke stuff. And it's just the way they was raised, man. It's raised by their family. And what's wrong with, so if you want black people to be treated fair, that's woke culture. I don't get that. Says you celebrate the 4th of July because of the ideology that they were protecting, not the color. Okay. So black people were treated fair. Black people were treated fair during the 4th. Like when they created the 4th, they were thinking about all Americans or what? Is that what the 4th of July represents? All Americans? Huh? And see, that's what I'm saying. You don't even believe that. You don't even believe the 4th of July is for all Americans. You don't believe that. And you know you don't. And just like the defiant people, I don't know why you are. You don't like this Juneteenth. It's a day off. You can do what you want. You can actually spend all the day catching up on the founding fathers and Ben Franklin and Thomas. What's his name? $20 bill guy. Jefferson. What is it? Thomas Jefferson. You can go out here and spend all your time going over things. Juneteenth doesn't mean you have to do anything related to it. It's a federal holiday, and if you want to, you can enjoy it. He says, vote Democrat, vote for whoever you want to, or don't vote. Once again, if America's so bad for blacks, why don't you ever leave? I think they want their reparations. And you know what? Now, I'm not saying this should be a part of the deal, but I know a lot of people, if you say, here go 5 million, never return, a lot of people accept that offer. They say, okay, so if I never return, you'll give me my reparation. Here go $5 million. A lot of people, they're gone, man. You ain't gonna hear from them. You won't hear from them. And they never told slaves that. This guy said, if you don't like America, leave. They didn't make that offer to slaves. They only made that to free blacks because they didn't like the fact that they had an opinion and they have a holiday like this. They don't like that about black people. They're tired of these black people asking for stuff. When are you going to stop asking reparations? You don't deserve no reparations. He said white soldiers. You mean on the Union? You mean Union soldiers? You mean Union soldiers? I don't disagree with you. What should the descendants of Union soldiers who lost their life during the Civil War? I think they should be compensated. I think they were though. But Union soldiers, yeah. What's the problem with that? Have no problem with that. Union soldiers, Confederate soldiers, that's sedition, and it would have to come from the Confederacy. That's what they were upholding. So why would the United States compensate them? But Union soldiers got no disagreement from me. Absolutely no disagreement. They should be compensated. But they weren't fighting. Oh, yeah, they were. My fault. They were fighting. They were fighting against slavery. You're right. The states' rights is a complete lie. They were fighting for state rights. No, they were yeah, and the states wanted to continue to have slaves. And the South was built on slave labor. And the South knew they could not compete if you took the slaves. No, they were fighting for state rights. It was about state rights. It had nothing to do with state rights. Nothing to do with state rights. .5% of white people own slaves. I won't even contest that. And what does that mean? The case against reparation, the case for reparations is a case against the United States. And believe me, there are companies out here right now, they built their wealth off slave labor. So that's really what the case is about. It's not about white, your fellow American, my neighbor. It's not about the white guy I work with owes me some money. No, it's not about him at all. Not at all. Yeah, I saw some stuff on Jesse Lee, man. Man. I saw some stuff on him, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I saw the thumbnail. I didn't look at it. I already know. I saw the white dude with the billboard who was complaining about, said he was watching movies, and Jesse put his hand, and and I'm not going to get into that. Shout out for the $5 holler. He says President Obama is the antithesis of the orange dictator. So, of course, our current president is very hateful and jealous of him. Ain't that something? And hold up, and let's remember, Trump's a billionaire, man. Man, I mean, look, not to say that you want to. I mean, your life is wonderful, right? But look at the journey Trump has had. He's president. He has properties. He went out and married him. I'm not talking about now. Was it like a 25-year gap between him and his wife? What he went and got him a Russian, my fault, not Russian, whatever, wherever she's from over there. Got him a model. And what's he upset at, man? Okay, you don't like Obama. And I mean, like, damn, bro, and another thing too, as a man, you gotta let that stuff go, man. You gotta let that go. Guys get in their feelings too much, man. Trump is in his feelings. You can't do that, man. Just like with the 50 Cent and the Puff Daddy and 50 Cent's baby mama is all on movies, making flicks and getting freaked off by Puff Daddy, and 50's in his feelings. See, you guys got to let that go, man. You're giving that too much power. You got to let that go. Life goes on, man. Life goes on, brother. That's just how it goes, man. She told you was the only one. You found out she made a freak off. She got a freak off. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteeth. And the thing about Scarlett O'Hara, right? Gone with the Wind, which is actually one of my favorite movies. And I found this out recently. Scarlett is British. Yeah, I didn't know that. No, I'm telling you, when I first saw it, I thought that was a Southern accent. No, that's a British accent. Scarlett O'Hara, Vivian Lee. Vivian Lee is a Brit. Vivian Lee is a Brit. That's not a. People think that's a Southern. Oh, that's old Georgia accent. No, it's not. That's an old British accent. Vivian Lee. I think I might watch Gone with the Wind and celebrate Juneteenth. It's Juneteenth because that's how the slaves pronounced it. See what I'm saying? When you don't know stuff, you say stuff you don't know. You say, "Man, why you call it Juneteenth though? Goddamn!" Well, that's how the slaves pronounced it. You see what I'm saying? Now wake up. Help. Now you move beyond that. I ain't celebrating no damn Juneteenth. I'm tired of this. We don't need these ghetto holidays. All these Negroes want. These Negroes want reparations. They want a holiday. What else you want? They had Obama. They done took over this damn country. Obama, they done gave him a library down there. We don't be going to no damn library. What's going on with this goddamn country? I like Trump. I like Trump. Yeah, what are you talking about? And guess what? That's his freedom. That's his freedom to do that. You know what? When I used to go to Stormfront, I used to read. They always would be talking like a black person. They would be writing like a black, like a slave would talk, man, and it would just be ridiculous, the stuff they would say because the way they spell, like the Tom Sawyer's. If you read Tom Sawyer books, or I don't know who authored those books, but he used to do that whenever he would write. The Tom Sawyer had a black friend, and he would write the way he would talk. It was racist, it was wild, but it's funny how he managed to configure it where if you read it out loud, you sounded like that. Huck Finn, Huckleberry Finn was black. I didn't know. Hold up. Huck Finn was a black guy. I know he had a friend that was black. I don't know, man. Come on, we talking about years and years and years. Yeah, I read it. I read a couple of Tom Sawyer books when I was a kid, but he did have a black friend. I don't know his name. Oh, you know what? I think it's starting to come back to me. He had his friend's name started was with the N bomb. No, I'm for real. No, his name was. He called his friend. Anyhow, you know what I'm talking about. That was his friend's name. I think did they cancel Tom Sawyer? He said, "I'm ignorant because I don't know who Mark Twain is." He fucked it up. So I'm ignorant. And you can't write. He put out a fragment and said, "You know what, you guys? Let me tell you something. You bask in your supremacy. Like you trying to insult me, and you send out a damn sentence fragment. And this is what I'm talking about, brother. Why don't you just be great, man? If you're going to be a white supremacist, be great. Don't disappoint me. Be great. You want to be great? Be great. Pronounce the king's English correctly. That's too much to ask, though, right? He said Mark Twain, bro. Okay. Didn't he? I don't, you know what? I don't want to revisit my youth, but wasn't he like a poet? And why the hell would I remember Mark Twain wrote Tom Sawyer? Why would I remember that? You actually think I was looking up authors? Somebody handed me that shit when I was a kid, and I read it. And I read it, and I think as I got older, somebody reminded me that you don't write stuff, you don't use that type of dialect. His friend was well, in it, nothing. I ain't gonna get into it. This guy done put Obama was the worst president about 15 times. I read which way Western Man. It's a white supremacist book. I read that book. I read that book before this YouTube stuff. I was found it on one of the links took you. I was on Stormfront, and one of the links took you to it. It's this white dude. He's like on this farm. I don't know where. I think he's somewhere, and he's by himself, and it says "Which Way Western Man," and it's a book about it's about racism and separatism. And I got a confession to make. And we took the title of that book and we had fun. We rotated that around. It was funny. There used to be some comics too. You had to order them. I ordered these comics. We used to take those to IHOP, and we would let the waitresses and people would read them because there was supposed to be a comic book, but it was very, very racist. And they would. It was just curiosity, man. And once again, what is that? There's a magazine, a Southern Confederacy. It's something. I'd have to go look it up. It's Confederate Times. It's this book of the Confederacy. It's got a bunch of. It's like. It's got flags and mementos. It's got money in it, and it's also got a kids section, and it's got a bunch of figurines of Southern generals. And then it had this part where there was this, they said, here's the one, as a father, you can help your kids learn to love the South. He said, this is Colonel Jeb. And they said, what you can do is rewrite his history. His history becomes whatever you want it to be. He said, think about being in the backyard and having your kids play with the figure, the Colonel Jeb figure, and you put what battles he's won. You put how legendary he was. And your kids can grow up knowing and loving the Confederacy. And I said, bruh, this is ridiculous. I said, bruh, can you believe they're doing this? I said, they just made his shit up. Like you got the General Lee and all. I said, they just made Colonel Jeb a rebel and just make up his legacy and teach your kids, bruh. No, and I think I say it was back in the day, man. I don't know what that is. I think it's in the trash somewhere. A day to attack the Obamas after they had a presidential opening and they had all types of white people, rich white people, right all around their friends, the people that they talk to, the people they hang out with. And this guy's in the chat box. He's a MAGA guy. He's got a meth on slow cook. He's bought his methylene up to a slow broil before he sticks it into his veins. And he's calling Obama a racist. This is just ridiculous, brother. And this is where we are. This is where we are. This is where we are. And Obama and Trump wasn't there because Trump wasn't invited. He said he read Tom Sawyer. Well, let me tell you something. Listen, I mean, I love Tom Sawyer. It was a wonderful read. Wonderful. I was at an age where the whole race thing, it was irrelevant to me. That was his friend. I just know he had this black guy that he would always refer to, that he hung out with. And he basically was a child. I mean, Tom was a kid going through kid things. It was interesting. Song of the South, the Disney films. Got that. You still can get it. It's banned, but I mean, I know why it's banned, but I mean, I actually don't have a problem with it. Actually, Uncle Remus was an incel. No, now obviously he wasn't called that, but go and look at Song of the South. Uncle Remus lived in the back of the they bought farmland. Guy, she was a single mom. She had got a divorce back in a time when that was a bad thing to do as a woman. And she had a new guy, and the kid didn't like the new guy. The kid liked his father. So the kid, while he was playing, he saw he was jumped the fence, and there was a bull there, and this big black guy jumped and grabbed him and said, "Boy, don't you know better than to get into get into a fence with a bull?" And the little boy didn't know. He said, "Don't you ever get in there." He said, "You never get into a fence with a bull." And that's how they met. Uncle Remus met him, and he liked Uncle Remus. Remus made him laugh. He walked through the forest with Uncle Remus, and Uncle Remus lived in a shed. And the new father, saw that the kid had really took a liking to Uncle Remus, and he got jealous. So he used that to kick the man off the I don't know what, the ranch, and it broke the kid's heart. So the kid, because he went looking for Uncle Remus, and he told him, he said, "Look, he's no longer here." And the kid said, "What?" He said, "He's no longer here." And the little kid started crying, and he ran to go find him, and he was trying to catch up. So he wasn't thinking. He jumped into the fence, and the bull got him. The bull knocked him down, and he was sick and hurt, and they rescued him. And he kept asking for Uncle Remus, and the wife told the dude, the wife told the new guy, he said, "Listen, you got to go get Uncle Remus." And the doctor was saying it ain't looking good for him. And she said, "Go find him." And the dude was walking down the dust road. He was on a dirty road. He was off the plantation. He had nothing but a little bag with all his clothes in it. And he, even though he had disrespected him, the guy looked at him. He said, "Come on, please come back." He said, "I know I was wrong." And, like a good Negro, he got in the car and he came back. And when he stood over the bed and started talking, the kid all of a sudden started doing better. When he heard Uncle Remus, and they saw that the wife and the new guy saw the effect that Uncle Remus was having on the kid. He was able to talk to him, and he used the messed up, that language, that messed up verbiage, and the kid's heart, he bought him back, and the NAACP banned that shit. They said, "Get that shit." They banned it. They said, "Get that out of here." They bad, but actually, I'm gonna be honest. If you really look at it, it's really not that bad, man. It's not that bad, man. But I haven't seen it in a while, but it's pretty good. It's all right, man. And the dude was a hater. The new guy was a hater. Uncle Remus was an incel. You got to be an incel. You living in a shed, man. Fuck all that. I ain't living in no motherfucker, bro. No, I ain't living in no shed, man. No, bro. It's a child's movie. It's a good movie, but the NAACP said it pushed the stereotype that we was trying to move away from. And what somebody told me, the Dumbo is the crows. It's not so much Dumbo. There's black crows in there singing and being real stereotypical, so they got that off the market. There was a time when the NAACP had some clout, man. They mattered. And they knocked down a bunch of Disney films. But in my opinion, you could go on eBay. There's somebody out there who sells all the banned movies from Disney on eBay for like $40. You can go and get them, and you can sit down with your children and you can introduce them to Disney or older Disney, but you can talk to them and explain aspects of the movies that you feel are bad or why it was banned. You can tell them the crows, these are funny crows, but they're sort of stereotypical. They're sort of making fun of black people. But once the kids have that understanding, they can enjoy. Those are not bad cartoons, man. That was Disney. Disney put money into that. Wasn't no cheap stuff. Yeah, there's conversation going on in the chat, and he says, "See the problem when you have 0 points to come back with any subject matter. You go to you default and claims it's right. Yep, there they go. That's MAGA. Any disagreement with MAGA, you're racist. And that's the thing. They've become everything they hate. They've become everything that they claim they hate. They are. They've become those things. You can't disagree with them. They don't want to be told nothing. They're sitting up there looking at Trump. Trump's by himself at a time he needs to be with the other presidents. You got Putin. You guys got to be joking. If you think Putin and Jinping don't look at Trump as a complete imbecile, you're clowns. If you know what? You know what? Putin didn't like Obama. He didn't like Obama. He didn't like him. And that Jinping guy stayed at the White House. He respected Obama. He respected Obama. His people, they loved Obama. Obama's popular in China. Obama's popular in Asia. He's loved in Asia. Obama, they love him over there. He said he's a commie because when he was 2 years old, he was indoctrinated in socialist philosophy when he was two. That makes sense, don't it? That's some Fox News stuff there. And and Hannity let that dude say that, and Hannity didn't say nothing. Hannity just said, okay, all right, we'll be back in the morning. I said, what? In the morning, Joe, they came on and they cleaned it up. I'm thinking about that now. Morning, Joe. I used to look at the Bill Maher. I don't look at Bill Maher at all. Bill Maher's went full MAGA. Yeah, I don't even listen. Bill Maher, are you joking? I don't mess with Bill Maher at all. And he's the one who bought Mike. I've been watching Mike. Mike's trying to get back into the black community. He's been crying. Have you seen him? Killer Mike. He's been crying on all these interviews. There's a little boy, and he got. That's a bad Mike. Mike, you've been running behind Bernie fucking Sanders. Man, get you, Bernie Sanders. Hats off to Bernie Sanders, though. They claim he was going to pass away. That man's still around. I like Bernie Sanders. I just wouldn't vote for him. Nah, I can't vote for him, but I think he's a cool dude. But he does have issues. I mean, he ain't going to admit it. He has some issues with race, man. He does. He's not going to admit that. People are taking a look. Look at this kid that child shot in the back. Bernie Sanders hadn't said anything about him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And yeah, it's clear you guys hate Obama. I don't know why, but you guys hate this man. And I think you've been brainwashed. I think you've been listening to these Republican or these MAGA podcasters, and they've brainwashed you. And Obama had a diversified opening, his presidential library. And Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. Trump, you can watch Trump. Trump literally begged that man. Trump, on bended knee, begged Bruce Springsteen to sing that and come, and he wouldn't come. He wouldn't come over there and deal with Trump. He said no. And people say Bruce can't sing. Some people say that. Bruce Springsteen, I like One Headlight. I like that song. But then who was that? They did a remake of that. What's the name of that group? They did a wonderful remake of One Headlight. If they want to hit this stream, I'd play that, man. What was that name of that? Who did the remake of One Headlight? I can go look it up right now, man. That's one of my favorite songs, bro. Let's show you these guys. They can't. He said Bruce Springsteen's not what? Bruce Springsteen. Are they going to attack Bruce Springsteen? You attack. I thought born in the USA, so he's a liberal now. So Bruce Springsteen's so I got you. Anybody who doesn't fall under Trump's uh, um, is a liberal. Anybody, okay. That's crazy, bro. And when people don't like you and stuff, that stuff is real, man. Jealousy and envy, that shit is real, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. They were smart not to bring Trump there. Even though he got all that money and all this power, he's still jealous of Obama. And everybody loves Obama from all over the world. And Trump's got one person, Benjamin Netanyahu. And right now they done fell out. Him and Elon don't, like I said, when you are like Trump, you're gonna fall out with people. Elon, that's messed up, man. Juneteenth, an opportunity for us as Americans to celebrate the wallflowers. That's it. The wallflowers. That's at the Wallflowers. One headlight. Yeah, they crazy about Trump, man. Trump can do no wrong. Trump can do no wrong, man. You got uh, a wonderful celebration. You had a couple of things yesterday. Trump, in rare form, showed he's very capable of being a president. He presented three Medal of Honor winners. He was presidential. He was presidential, and hats off to him. Also, Obama was opening up his library. A lot of people showed up and they showed support. Uh, it was multiracial, and it was just a wonderful American event, man. We take even on this day, this Juneteenth day. Like I said, you can be Juneteenth. You can sit back and listen to Rush Limbaugh all day. You can do what you want to do. It's a holiday. It's a holiday, but it's our freedom. It's America. We get to enjoy it. I lived overseas, and I'm telling you, man, I came back. It's all right. It's all right. Not my thing, though. It's not my thing. But I lived over there. It's all right. And I like being over there. No, I like that. I go to Singapore right now. Well, I ain't going to Singapore because they don't play around, but I go to Singapore. I go to Malaysia. Drop me off. I just don't want to take no long ass flight. But, if the ladies like you, a long flight ain't that bad though, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you saw Obama and you saw the celebration, you saw Michelle, you saw George Bush and his wife, you saw American history, former presidents. If you notice one individual wasn't there, it's because he wasn't invited. He wasn't invited. Just to clear that up for you. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. Look, shout out to Incel. Incel hit me with a 50 piece. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Where you been, bro? Where you been? J Rock, $5 holler. Where you been? Where y'all been at, man? Where you been at, though? Where you been at, though? We got Juneteenth. I'm finna enjoy it. The sun is up, man. It's a sunny day. Finna get out there, man. I'm finna do my thing, man. This Juneteenth, freedom. I'm gonna taste some freedom. This Freedom Day, I'm finna enjoy some freedom. I'm finna enjoy it. And I ain't talking about no strip club and all of that stuff. I'm talking about the normal daytime things. Now I ain't doing yeah, I ain't doing that. And they say Sexy Red. I think Sexy Red is downtown. She's singing. That's gonna bring them out. It's a sunny day, man. They're gonna be in them little shorts. The ladies, the white, the black, the candy stripe. They're gonna be out there tonight. They're gonna be out there today. That Sexy Red crowd. You know who be up in there? He says Sexy Red is a hair-hatted hoe. Well, you know what? For today, that's what a lot of people looking for. Today, the ratchets. There you go. And you know, the ratchets bring the thugs. The ratchets bring out the thugs, man. Hey. But you guys don't realize overseas, they got ratchets. They got ratchets overseas, man. I think they're more ratchet overseas. I do. They're more promiscuous. They're much more promiscuous overseas, man. You can go to Germany, man. Before you make it out the airport, you got 2, 3 women joining you. You ain't even unpacked your bags. They over there, man. They don't have the social hang-ups we have. They don't have it over there. They do not have that. You'll have 2, 3 women. You'll be like, damn, I ain't even unpack my bags. Yeah, that's Germany, man. That's overseas, man. That's just life overseas. Australians, yes, they do. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Australia, bro, they don't go. Once again, they don't have the same hangers. We look at that from a different perspective. They don't look at it like that. It is what it is with them. It's, you know, we had a dude, we went to Australia, and it was a white dude. He met a woman at a bar, and he went to the hotel room, and she said, I'm going to really turn you out. So she tied up his arms and feet. And once she made sure they were secure where he couldn't get out, she said, now you can, now is the time to enjoy yourself. And she went out, and he said, this Australian dude came in dressed like Batman and took his manhood from him. And they found him the next morning, the housekeeper, and he was tied to the bed. Yeah, so yeah, Australia has a lot of different things. Be careful in Australia, brother. And yeah, he gave a full police report, and there was a warning sounded amongst the troops to be on the lookout and be careful and don't get seduced. And I said, how you put out a warrant for Batman? Not only that, an Australian Batman. How do you do that? How do you do that? Who you looking for? Batman. You looking for a Batman? Not only that, not the American Batman, an Australian Batman. I didn't even know Marvel was that Batman. Batman's DC, right? Yeah, Batman's DC. I didn't even know DC created an Australian Batman. If they did, he's gay. If they did create an Australian Batman, and he's a homosexual. At least from the reports. At least from the reports, I don't know. Ah. And no, I ain't even on no hating, but the only people who kept getting, man, I'm gonna be for real. The only people who kept getting played was white dudes. It was always a white dude. I'd never seen a black dude. No matter where we went, I'd never seen a white dude get played. I mean, a black dude get played. It was always a white dude. We went to Guam. They said, hey, do not walk down. It's like a 3-mile strip. Before we got there, they said, do not walk down this strip by yourself. They said we'll send a bus. We'll send a bus, or you could take, like a Uber or something, right? But they said don't walk down there. We've had a history of the Guamanian men taking advantage of the men, right? And you gotta go talk to them. It's like the Guamanian men. I don't know. You gotta go talk to them. But anyhow, sure enough, man, the next day I was on watch, and this white dude, man, came running through the gate. He was covered in all that red clay. He was covered in red clay, and his clothes were torn, and he finally made it. And they rescued him, and they picked him up, and they took him to medical. And he was screaming, "I've been violated. I've been violated. I've been violated." It was a white dude. I was like, damn. I'd never seen black dude. Like, well, I don't know what other people did because I didn't know everybody, but nah, ain't nobody gonna play. That ain't gonna happen, brother. It'll be that Guamanian dude, run. Bro, that's not gonna happen to me. And it didn't happen to me. But then again, I listened to what they said. I didn't walk down that strip. What we did, we was out in traffic, man, and we pulled up to a light, and them like five of these Guamanian dudes. You got to see them dudes, man. We was in traffic though. I'm saying them dudes looked at us, man, and we had already had that warning. Them dudes, they didn't look like, well, nothing. I ain't gonna get into that. Anyhow, the light went green. We went our way. And after that, after seeing them dudes, ain't no way I was gonna walk down. You'd have to see them, bro. Like, what the fuck? What the hell is that? Yeah, it's called rent a car. Yes, I was with other people. So when I left, I never walked down there. But dude did, and he got caught, man. I guess he got drunk, and he must have forgot, man, and they saw him. It's a good 15 minutes. Yeah, so somebody, and plus it's a bunch of houses. Somebody can pick up the phone and say, hey, we got a white American trying to make it back to the base. Where's Simon and them dudes at? Okay, I'll get it to him. Uh-oh. 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 And that was, that was then we talking about now, and that was wrong. And those people, police reports were filed. But we're about to get into a Juneteenth, man. We're about to enjoy a Juneteenth celebration. I'm serious, man. What is your adversity with Juneteenth? What's the issue with Juneteenth? Why don't you want to celebrate Juneteenth? Why? Why not? It's a holiday. It's an American holiday. It's like Valentine's Day. It's like St. Patrick's Day. Why not? Why not? You got Christmas. You got Thanksgiving. Why not? What's wrong with Juneteenth? What's the difference? You teach your kids Juneteenth is an American holiday. You teach your kids Dr. King and what he meant. You teach your kids these things. These are great people. Why are there people on the MAGA side who have a problem with it? Why do people have a problem with blacks enjoying their full rights and full citizenship? Why do people have a problem with that? Why can't they have full citizenship? Why are their holidays attacked? We had a mayor, some small town, I think in northern Idaho, they banned Juneteenth. Why? Why? God said he finna wake and bake. I heard that. Ain't nothing. Hey, man, do your thing, man. Get you some watermelon, pineapples, grapes, and enjoy your time, man. Enjoy your day. You know you got that good stuff, man. When you get when your appetite, you know you ain't hungry right now. After the smoke, you be ready to eat. That's that good stuff, man. That stuff will get you fat too, man. That's how I know a lot of people. I can tell when they on that stuff, they swell up. I think that with this ice spice, she getting thicker and thicker. Yeah, when they start that stuff, man, give you an appetite. Now, once you become a veteran, you don't. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Appetite is irrelevant. He said that come with it, but no, they ain't gonna eat. They do eat. They're gonna eat some watermelon, maybe a pineapple, a couple of pineapples, some strawberries, some fruits, because they don't want to be unhealthy and get that weight gain. All these guys have said this guy's talking about transitioning children. Brother, will you? That's all you got, bro. That's all you got. When you got Peter Thiel is a homosexual man. He's right in the center of the Republican Party. So you're a hypocrite, brother. You claiming all this gay stuff, don't vote for Democrats, yet you're right there in the heart, the center of your party is that. You're a hypocrite, bro. You say ate an entire can of tropical fruits. Yeah. 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 I remember, I never forget, I watched a woman. She ate a whole pot of spaghetti. A whole pot. When you talk about weight gain, yeah, she just sat there, man. It had cheese on top. She ate a whole pot and she blew a blunt. Yeah, now that chick fat. Now she's, sloppy fat now. But yeah, I watched it. I said, damn, you're going to eat a whole pot. Well, she kept getting her appetite because she sat down, was watching a football game. She sat down between us and she put the pot there and she ate. By the time that game, she ate that whole, it wasn't a meatball in there, it wasn't nothing in there. Sauce. It was nuts. Yeah, she ate a whole pot of that stuff, man. Like the stream, brother. This is a special day today, a holiday, Juneteenth. I think Obama planned it. Obama wanted to have his library opened, and it coincided with this federal holiday. And Clinton showed up, and George Bush showed up, and Joe Biden showed up. And Michelle Obama was there. It was a wonderful moment. One individual who was not there, one individual who was not there was Donald Trump. He wasn't there because he wasn't invited. Shout out to you, brother. He says, I don't have a problem with other people celebrating Juneteenth. I just have my personal opinions on why I don't want to celebrate that particular day. Just wish they would make a prouder occasion for us. Yeah, I got you, man. Well, it's going to take work, and it's got to be founded in something. You can't say, I want it to be prouder. Okay, why should it be prouder? It has to be founded in something. Historically, Juneteenth is a historical event. It really happened. When you say you want a prouder holiday for Black people, they're going to say, okay, like what? You can't say, um, I want something just because. It don't work that way. Can't get it because you just want it. They got to have a reason to give it to you. And I saw that the dude been putting in the chat, Negroes got the NBA finals. Okay. That's the way you look at that. So you think because Negroes play basketball and they have the NBA's final, that's the equivalent of a show of respect for your fellow American? That's a crazy world, bro. It's a crazy world we live in. Guy said Negroes got the NBA finals. Yeah, a basketball. It would be a basketball, wouldn't it? Yeah, I know. He said he's trying to push my, but ain't trying. He's showing the world how stupid he is to even say some shit like that. He said Texas slave owners didn't tell the people they were free. That's cruel, man. You know your slaves are free, but you just still working them. And today is Freedom Day, man. Today is a moment in time, man. It's Freedom Day. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna pay respect? You gonna show your kids the Obama open up his library? You gonna Why don't you go and buy your kids? If you got a boy or if you got kids over the age of 9, no, over the age of 8, you should all buy them a copy of the autobiography of Malcolm X and give it to your children and have them do a review. And they could come to you and they could talk about the white supremacists. And you can check their homework and help them out. And they can tell you how Malcolm X was one way, he went to prison, came back different. And you can help your kids and they can learn. And they can tell this as they turn 15, 16, that they read the autobiography of Malcolm X and they agreed with Malcolm. They agreed with the white supremacists. They agreed with his that his opinion of the white supremacists. He said, why push Islam? You can listen to, you don't have, see, that's the thing. You say that. And this is the crazy thing. Despite Black people being under fire, oppressed, lied to, lied on constantly, they still wouldn't change their faith. Black people are Christians by the majority. It's not even close. Black people are Christians. And people say that's the white man's religion. Well, guess what? Black people are the white man's religion because they're Christians. So Malcolm's problem, one of his biggest problems, was his faith. People didn't want, they listened to his message, but they didn't agree with his faith. King was a Christian. He was out of the churches. So they gravitated toward King. Said kids in Florida don't care about race. We're all in classes together. We all play ball together. We lunch together. We hang out on the weekends together. You know what, Thomas? That's affirming. No, no, Thomas, I'm gonna be for real. I sit back and I look at the youth and I see that they play together. And you hope that the country can move to that point where nobody recognizes race at all. You hope and you say, well, okay, it ain't gonna happen in my generation. But maybe the youth, maybe it can happen to them. And remember that white lady? That white lady went to the park and she got money for this. Remember that white lady went to the park and she said she gave her kid a snack and she looked around and a black kid was reaching in her bag trying to get him a snack that she had for her kid and she called the black kid a nigger. And another lady who was at the park with her children witnessed that and said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And the white lady threw a bird and they gave that white lady like $500,000. And you know, people saying, well, I don't know, calling a kid that. And they gave that white woman $500,000. She called a baby a nigger. And yeah, so you would hope that we can move beyond that. And you do. Yeah, I hope, man. I hope so. That's those things, man. We gotta, I mean, I don't know what we gonna do. If you doing that, okay, the little boy is a child. He's also a child. So he tried to go into your bag that's for your child at the park. You got snacks. He tried to go in and steal a snack. He was wrong. But does that mean you can racially slur him? And he's also a child. So he's got to carry the memory of a grown ass woman hitting him off with a racial slur because he wanted a peanut butter cookie. He wanted a peanut butter cookie. And we got to do better, man. We got, and you know, and then you get mad when I say we got to do better. And I think I would have said something too. I said, "Is that what we doing?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Wait a minute. So we using racial slurs because a kid wants a peanut butter cookie?" I said, "Hold up for a minute, ma'am. Hold up." I said, "What's the name of that?" I said, "I'll be right back." I go back and buy her 3, 4. And I buy the boy one. I said, "Here you go. And here you go, 4 replacements." I said, "But please let's not use racial slurs. Give your kid a break. That young baby you got, give them a chance to grow up. We see it ain't no help for you, but let them grow up race free." So the Confederacy still lives on, yeah? It does. Confederacy. Yeah, it does. This dude in here, why everything political? How you guys, how do you know I vote? And I keep telling you, I'm liberal like Mike Pence. Is Mike Pence a liberal? And if you really listen to me, you know that my political ideology aligns with his way more than it does the Democratic Party. But you keep calling me a liberal because you don't agree with what I'm saying. You want me to be, I know you want to be one of them blacks who comes in and tap dance for you, dances for you. That's what you like, Negroes like that. You like a Negro, like a minstrel show. He comes in and taps. You like Negroes like that. Like the stream, man. We getting into, we're getting into Juneteenth. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for Juneteenth? Are you going to go downtown? Are you going to go to the center? What are you going to do for Juneteenth? Are you and the family getting together? You and a couple other people. Be careful with these events. Be careful with these events. Bay's Juneteenth. I wouldn't go to that. I'm not going to nothing that's ghetto. And them people come in there running in there with them guns. Man, don't go to that. Don't go to that. Make sure they got security. If Sexy Red is performing, I ain't going. Any of these rappers, any of these foul mouth, filthy rappers talking about Juneteenth, celebrate with these filthy rappers, don't go. Don't go to that. And if you do go to that, make sure you all the way in the back. So you can watch your back. Like ain't nobody behind you. Don't be down there up close and trying to dance, man. Them people don't do it. Like the stream, man. We're going to keep it going over here, brother. It's almost 9 o'clock. We tell the truth. We're going to keep doing that. What they say, Popeye's chicken, black community, funeral homes, laundromats. That's unfortunate, man. But if they got a Popeye, I'm going to do that, bro. I'm finna invest in the community. If they got a Popeyes, I'm going to get me a funeral home. I'm going to put it like right across the street. So you keep chugging all that greasy chicken down your mouth, you'll be coming to see me next. And then this one guy, he got him a funeral home, and then across the street is like a plate, like a what's that, men's warehouse. He got a men's warehouse, so you can go get your fit, or you could dress up the dead, and then he got a funeral home. And they make money like that. Like you don't think that, but that's how they make their money. That men's warehouse, no, they're gonna be buying a lot of suits, man. For the people there, they got something they need to run over there. And then you got a Popeye's chicken in the cut with those biscuits, all that grease and cholesterol, man. You're gonna be visiting that funeral home. Juneteenth celebration. Like the stream, man. Trump got left out in the cold, brother. You can play with that all you want to. He got left out. Obama, a black man, yet all of these white people, more of them, George Bush and Clinton and Joe Biden, these are white people. They feel more comfortable around him than they do Trump. They respect Obama. Bill Clinton was having fun. Did you see Bill? Bill was having fun. He was smiling. They all respect Michelle Obama. They all respect her. And I didn't say that they want to smash. I'm saying that they respect her as a woman. What else? What more do they have to give for a woman like Michelle? They respect that she's a lawyer. She's an addition to your team. She don't have no nudes out there. She ain't never thoughted it up. She ain't got no whole bunch of dudes walking around talking about they smashed. We need to go back to being decent people. I think somewhere we lost our way. We're no longer decent people. When you look at the Trump, you got Melania. She's got to talk about the Epstein. People talking about things. Her husband's in the files. Things. Things that are not necessarily what you want to hear. And Trump wasn't there because Trump wasn't invited. He knows Obama's just a better man. He knows that. Obama's just a better man. Like the stream, brother. Obama's just a better man, man. We got to stop getting mad and stuff. That's what I'm saying with MAGA. MAGA, you got to stop getting mad. You got to deal with that Trump. Trump is y'all leader. That's your leader, Trump. You got to stop getting mad because somebody called out Trump. And that's what we want to do. We want to get mad. We want to start pointing fingers. You got to stop that. Trump do something, you mention it, and MAGA attacks you. Well, Trump did it though. Trump didn't go because he wasn't invited. Trump didn't go because Donald Trump is not invited. That's how you put that together. And MAGA gets mad and starts attacking Obama. Would you bring a man around your wife that talked down on your wife? Just think about that for a moment. He done talk down on your wife, but you gonna bring him by your wife. That don't even make sense, man. Mm. He said Obama is genuine and smart. Trump is a sociopath. And let me tell you something. Hold on, I'm gonna be for real. And we understand politics and they're former presidents. But you guys got to understand that group, that's a rare group. That's a very, very rare group. And Trump's not in it. Hanging out with Elon and going to China with Elon and and what his son-in-law, that's not the same thing. Trump wants to be a part of that elite former president group, the elite group. He wants to be, he's not in that. He's not in that. It makes him an outsider. And like I said, Obama's popular in China. You guys just don't understand. Obama could get on a plane and go to a foreign country and literally standing room only. Trump, it ain't gonna happen. Just not gonna happen, man. Like the stream, man. We had to make our point, man. We made our point. Let me drop this link, man, because we probably gonna have to get up out of here. It's Juneteenth. What are you going to do? A lot of people sleeping in. This is a free day. We got a 3-day weekend. If you traveling, man, hey, now's the time you travel, man. And you forget those parts of America, man, how beautiful it is and how joyful it is. You get out there and you drive into Atlanta, you drive into Dallas, you drive into Minnesota, and it's beautiful, man. You see how wonderful the country is, man. And you get to Minnesota and you go to the mall and you hang out. You just enjoy yourself. Colorado, there you go. There you go, Seth. Go to Colorado. A lot of people sleeping in, man. Baby making. A lot of people working on another baby now. They got this day off. They got the whole, you got Saturday, you got Sunday. And remember, man, I can go find out exactly what is it. This is June, July. We like 60 days from the college football and the NFL. I think 60 days. If that, probably less than that. Probably less than that. We finna go back to it. We finna get back into it, man. And remember, this is America, man. This is us. It's what we create. And I hate the fact that Trump wants to be the way he is. Trump needs to be right there with those guys. Those are presidents. That's an exclusive club. Trump's got to get out of this name calling. He can disagree with their politics, but he keeps calling them names. And Trump did that to himself. Trump is afraid to go around. Trump is the type of dude who talks shit about you, but run. That's exactly. Trump is, you know what I'm talking about? Trump is the type of dude. He'll get all on the internet and talk shit about you. You ain't this, and I don't give a, and you ain't this. And then when you show up, Trump running. And you be like, I ain't said nothing, man. He the one running. Trump don't want no smoke, man. Trump don't want no smoke. Trump running. And y'all, Mega, y'all, that's the type of dude y'all look up to? Y'all look up to a dude like that. They do. They look up to a dude like that, bro. And that's why George Bush don't fuck with him. George can't say it. George Bush can't say it. But if he could say it, he'd be like, Trump, I don't fucks with a motherfucker like that. That ain't the type of dude. He ain't no real. I'm a Texas boy. That's old New York ass. You see, that's what I'm saying. I can't even finish what I got to say. George Bush would tell I'm a Texas boy. I'm a Texas boy. I don't fuck with some old New York ass flaky boy. Old fruity booty, pee on yourself ass pussy. Yeah. 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 You know, Jeb will come in and say, hold up for a minute. Let me speak on this for a minute. Obama ain't, you know what, though? I hope Trump don't go around Obama because he is a man that is his wife. And I hope Trump don't try to throw no punch in nothing. I hope to God that don't happen. I think it's best that he stayed right there in the White House, man. Stay your ass in that White House. Joe Biden, I think Joe, it depends. I don't know if he got no, I think Joe can still give out a fade, bro. Y'all playing with Joe, man. Y'all think because he old, Joe can still give a fade out. He still can give out a fade. Joe Biden, they don't want none of this work. Joe, they don't want none of this work. There you go. Joe got them old white man hands. Them old white man heavy hands. You playing with that, bro. You run up on that, bro, it's going to be like a mallet. Bam. Y'all playing with Joe Biden. Yeah, y'all better be careful, man. Better be careful fucking with Joe Biden. He know where he is, bro. Y'all hating on him. He had a moment. He old, bro. When people get old, they go through what he went through. He just old. Sometimes they lose subject. They lose focus. Like you doing something, talking to them, they may lose, but then they recover, man. They recover. And remember, he ain't got the meth needle. He ain't got the meth stick in his neck. He ain't got that in him. You guys running around here cooked up off that meth pipe talking about Trump. You ain't gonna make it to no 80, bro. I swear to God, you ain't gonna see no 80 years old. You got that methylene pushed into your veins. You up here hating on Joe Biden. Y'all need, you know what? That's what I'm saying. You come on this YouTube stuff and you talk to these people, man, and they be talking crazy. But like, bro, you better hope to God you can make it to 80. That man, 80 years old. He old. You sitting up here got the methylene stick in your neck, thinking that you winning. You watching your meth lab burn. You got a fire burning under your meth lab. Bro, somewhere we just lost our way, man. What's that white dude? He blew his hand and his face off. His meth broil. He had a meth broil. It blew up in his face. Ain't that something? Your meth broil blows, and then they take you to the hospital, and you wake up in handcuffs with half your fingers gone. He said black people have an entire month. There is a no. Real talk. There is a point to be made. No. There's a point to be made. Black History Month. But see, this is what you guys forget. Black people don't really control Black History Month. It's other people's month. It's Jamaican History Month. It's gay rights. It's rarely Black History Month. But you guys don't understand it. So when black people hear you say you don't like Black History Month, they be looking at you saying, what the fuck you talking about? Ain't no such thing. I know it's say black here. It ain't really Black History Month. So they looking at it from the standpoint, it's not really what you think it is. It's everybody else's month but black people. But I do agree with that. No, I do. Black people do have a month of celebration. Dr. King does have a holiday. Now we got this Juneteenth. Um, I get the resistance though. I do get the resistance. And American Indians, right? I know that's a month. They got a month. But I sort of agree with the American Indian because I think they got screwed over. I really do, man. I've seen the Trail of Tears. I've seen the 500 languages, and people don't realize that the Sioux, they had their own language. The Apache and the Sioux, they had individual languages. These tribes, they didn't speak no fucking English. They learned English, but I'm saying if you went to the Seminoles, right? They had their own language. The way they hunted a certain kind of way, these were all individual tribes, and the white supremacists came and took them over. And they also, the white supremacists gave them English, but they had their own tongues. And people forget that. So when you see these tribes, Apache and stuff, so goes their language and their culture. Just like the black man, like me. I wake up sometimes all the time and think about, I miss, okay, Swahili. Why don't I speak Swahili? The white supremacist robbed me of that. He gave me English. But I do, I long for that. I said, my language, I wish I could speak Swahili, but I can't. I can't. And then when you try to explain to the white supremacists what you feel, they don't want to hear what you got to say. And then when you say, well, what if all of a sudden you had to speak Chinese? You're a white supremacist, but what if you had to speak only Chinese? Don't you think in a lot of ways you feel like you got robbed? You no longer speak English? You see what I'm saying? Now, thank you. Now you see it. Now you see it. It took you a moment, but now you see it. As a black person, you have to wake up and long to speak Swahili, your native tongue. You speak English. And then you look at what Brazil, they speak what Portuguese. You know what I'm saying? That's the white supremacists. They speak Portuguese over there. That's the white supremacist. That's his involvement with that. And I think they do that on purpose. I think they do that shit on purpose to these races. They go in there and indoctrinate them. There was a time when we would proudly wear our dashikis. We let our hair grow out. We wore our afros. We even played with our drums. We let our drums. We played our drums. We went back to nature and back to our roots, man. And Malcolm talked about it. He said when a Negro does that, then when he gets away from the European standard, then the Negro will finally see his value. He's right. He's right. You play your drums. You put on your dashiki. You got your afro. You embrace who you are. You embrace it. You know, the Waltons, there was a show that used to come on, and there was a character named John Boy. I remember watching the Waltons, and John Boy was running. And did you know he didn't have shoes on? And I said, whoa, is that his feet? Yeah. And I said, man, that man ran around there with no shoes on. A lot of the things that black people are, or it's because of white people, and they don't want to deal with that. The way they speak English, the chewed up, incorrect way they speak, and they got that from whites. Walking around in coveralls with no shoes, that's whites. But they don't want to accept that. They don't. Like the stream, man. And we going into Juneteenth, a great day in America. And I'm waiting for Trump to acknowledge that. Trump should come out and say, celebrate Juneteenth. I haven't seen him do that. Now, if he did that, his base would get upset. And let me tell you something. I don't know. I haven't watched Fox News, but right now they're doing segments on wokeism and this Juneteenth thing, and they've had it. And that's what's wrong with us and black people and this Juneteenth and these Negroes. Look at this. Look at this genius right here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this MAGA genius. No one but black people think Obama is a better man. He's in our country illegally. He came here on a student visa. No, he didn't. Obama was 2 years old. He came here. What school did he go to at 2? Obama came to America when he was 2. Obama's mother was white. Obama was raised by his grandparents. Obama was in Kenya, I think, up until 2. But of course, he was indoctrinated in socialist philosophy, right? At 2, when he couldn't speak. That's not white. That was poor. That's not white. Now, hold up. He wrote this. Now, hold up. This is the thing. Phyllis wrote this. No one but black people think Obama is a better man. He is our country. He's in our country illegally. He came here on a student visa. That's not white. That was poor and couldn't afford shoes. I don't even, bruh. See what I'm saying? That mess, when y'all cook that mess up, they go straight to your brain stem. You bake, you boil, that's a slow broil. You slow broil in that methylene, and then you bake your brain when you inject it into your veins. Listen to this. That's not white. That was poor and couldn't afford shoes. That's meth. That's that meth talking. That is meth talk. Yeah. That is methylene. I got you, man. He said Obama wasn't his cup of tea. What we finna do, man? We finna get up out of here. We appreciate the hangout. Enjoy your Juneteenth. Go out here and enjoy your Juneteenth. You deserve it. You worked hard for it. And you can do whatever you want with it. So you don't have to study Juneteenth. You can go and listen to Rush Limbaugh or whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Like the stream, man. Reach down there and hit that like. That like button is free. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. Get me over 11,000, man. Subscribe to the channel. You listen all the time. Why not subscribe? Do something good. And we are out. Enjoy your Juneteenth, man. You deserve it.